My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of all movies directed by Duncan Jones, ranked from worst to best. Now, Duncan Jones, if you don't know, is actually the son of David Bowie, so there's a fun fact, but he's a very interesting director because he came out of the gate swinging, and people loved Moon. It is critically acclaimed, and then he followed up on that one with Source Code, which was also critically acclaimed. So people were giving him the status of one of the best new directors, that he could be one of the best science fiction directors. And then after that, he did Warcraft, which people hated. But they also gave him a bit of a pass because it wasn't a passion project, it wasn't original. So then he did Mute, and people were just like, okay, now he can get back on track. But then that movie was really bad. So now it just feels like he's in directing limbo, and I hope he recovers because you definitely see potential in him. But let's begin talking about his worst movie, and it's easily Mute. I watched this movie a few days ago and I've already forgotten everything about it. Nothing about it stays with you in any kind of way. Nothing has impact. Nothing is effective. It's just as forgettable and as bland and as boring as movies get. I watched it. I'll never watch it again. I can say that with complete confidence, and I'll never think about it again. Ever. So that's why it's in last place. In third place, or second last place, is Warcraft. And this movie definitely has potential with this whole battle between the humans and the orcs, and the fact that this evil wizard is turning demonic by the end. I love that, but this movie's a mess. First of all the performances absolutely terrible. Not a single character stands out in any way, and the story is just non-stop exposition with zero emotional weight behind any of it. And all the information they give you just doesn't stay with you in any kind of way. On top of that, I'll also say that this movie looks visually ugly. It looks way too clean and polished, and the CGI is not great. So, despite the potential, this movie is a misfire in every way. I hate it. In second place is a movie that I think most people would put at number one, and I do like it, I just think it's a bit overrated. Look. Oh, did I say the name of the movie? It's Moon. Sam Rockwell gives a fantastic performance. He's really great here. That scene where he's talking to his daughter and he starts breaking out in tears is just heartbreaking to watch. And you've got these thought-provoking ideas about humanity and how if you start treating humanity like robots, just uploading memories and all that, you're doing a disservice to the human that's there. Because that's an undeniable fact. And I think there's some really great stuff in this movie, but it's just lacking. It just needs more to it. I think it's perfect for a short film, but at an hour and 40 minutes, it goes on for far too long. They needed some sort of conflict or some sort of antagonistic force or just something, because there's not enough meat to this story to keep it going, and after a while it just feels stagnant and it just starts to drag on far longer than it should have. So, like lots about it, but it should have been better. But my favorite movie directed by Duncan Jones is Source Code. I do got issues here. I don't really buy the romance. Michelle Monaghan, I almost said Michelle Rodriguez, that is a completely different actress, but Michelle Monaghan I think is miscast, and the stuff on the train should have been a bit better. It's entertaining, but it should have been great. But I do love everything else going on in this movie. I like how it's just a story about a man coping with the fact that he died and he's being forced to solve after death forever, pretty much, and how that affects him. And then it also deals with the possibilities of alternate universes and timelines and all that, and I think it explores that in very engaging ways. And it's just a movie that stays with you. That one scene where Jake Gyllenhaal keeps going back and forth and back and forth, you just feel the weight of everything going on, and it's really effective. And I didn't say this in my review, but a part of me wonders if Vera Farmiga helped him out because she did get a text that morning. I don't know if they meant for that to be a question, but it's a question I have. I also think Jake Gyllenhaal is great in this movie and he carries it incredibly well. I think the movie's got lots of I totally forgot what I was going to say. I also say Veal Formiga does a good job. Jeffrey White's good. And yeah, it's an entertaining movie. It's fast paced, it's breezy, and it does deal with some complex, heavier ideas without them being too much for this kind of movie. So that's why it's in number one. So, good director. He definitely has some interesting ideas he wants to explore, but he hasn't hit greatness quite yet, and I hope he does one day. I'm rooting for him. So, anyways, what's your ranking of Duncan Jones movies from worst to best? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin out.